Let's get back into Jody Meeks' big night with Kentucky coach Billy Gillispie. And, Billy, what did it look like from where you were sitting last night?
It looked great. Every time he caught it and every time he shot it, I mean, it looked like it hit nothing but the net. And I went back and looked at the 10 threes that he made, and every single one of them, it barely touched any rim. And it's just one of those special nights. I mean, he's had some real big games for us this year, but last night was definitely a special night because it was against a very good opponent on their home court and a very important game for Kentucky.
Was it okay at some point, Billy, to just go out of the offense and get the ball to him because he was so hot and it was working so well?
You know what? I would like to say that all those plays were designed, but they weren't. And we got quite a bit in transition. We got a few out of design plays or whatever, but really it was a situation where Jody made something out of nothing. And I would like to say that it was all coaching and all that kind of stuff. It had nothing to do with coaching. It was just an unbelievable performance by an unbelievable player on a particular night.
A lot of times in college basketball, we will see coaches who don't want to see that. Clearly, you embraced it, but I mean, can you get a feel of how rare this is? Because there are not a lot of coaches who would let this go on and let the kids enjoy it that much.
Well, I don't know. I may disagree with you there. I think I watch your show all the time, and I probably agree with about 99% of the things that you say when I do watch. I don't know if anybody would not let that happen last night, but I understand what you're saying. The thing about it, there wasn't any individual play, and Jody scored 54 points on 22 shots. And when you start thinking about that and adding up the numbers, that is unbelievably phenomenal. Just something else. And the thing about it is when we started out the season, we were turning the ball over so much, there wasn't any such thing as a bad shot. And so we just wanted to get a shot at the basket before we turned it over. And as time has evolved, we've quit turning the ball over, and he's continued to make shots. So he can shoot it any time he wants to because he plays so hard on defense as well.
Billy, let's move to the season and the team. For a second straight year, you guys had one of those eye-popping early season losses, this one to VMI. Can you talk about the slow start, if that's what it was, and sort of the reaction of the team to it since?
Well, we're a very inexperienced team, and we had a bunch of new players and playing different positions. Most notably the point guard position. We've really improved in that area here lately. But we got beat by a good team that played great on a particular night, and I didn't do a very good job coaching. It was all my fault. We lost, but we've continued to get better, and that's one of the things about our teams. I think we always continue to get better. We got beat on November the 14th, but that's not when they hand out the trophy. And our teams always get better and better and better, and we usually play our best games in February. This team has really bought into doing what we're trying to do. They were bought in at the start. We just got beat by a real good team on a particular night. It happens, and you don't worry about it. You learn from it, hopefully. You try not to let it happen again, but you have to move forward. It's a long season.
Because of those sorts of losses occasionally, and because of the fact that there's no such thing as rebuilding at Kentucky, the spotlight is very hot on you. Do you feel that fans are being patient with you? Have you felt some warmth from them, or is it all, what is he doing?
Well, I mean, if I were a fan, I'd be saying, hey, what in the world are they losing to those teams, and like we did last year, and I understand that. I'm a big Dallas Cowboy fan, and I have questions, but I really don't have any answers. And so, as a fan, I like to do that, and I understand that. That's part of the deal. I feel like the fans here are the absolute best fans anywhere. I think that these fans don't really get their due. Last year, we started out very slowly, and because of injury and whatever else. But no matter what happened, we had a filled house every single night in conference, and so we won all 8 of our conference games at home. There's no other place in college basketball, if you had played as poorly as we did at that point, that they would continue to support like they did. So they made it happen for us to go to the NCAA tournament. So I think the fans here are the best I've ever seen. You know, they're sure they want to win, sure they're passionate or whatever, but that's really part, and a very, very big part of the Kentucky basketball program and why it's been so good for so long.
Well, maybe Meeks will get you 54 in the tournament if you last that long.
Right.
Thank you for joining us, Billy.
Thank you, Billy. Appreciate it.
Hey, you guys have totally revolutionized everything. You know, y'all were the first ones to have the little deal on the side to keep ADD people like myself interested and know what's coming up. And every single deal on TV that you see now does the same thing. So, guys, you guys are pioneers. Good job.
That's why we lost our hair, because we were too busy thinking of good ideas. We're taking a break.